Mr. Irontrader, this is Midday Trading. So we're going to take a look here today at Apple and Visa, and their numbers are coming out here after the close today. And then we'll take a look here at Google, and their numbers are out on February 4th. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation advice on stock market ETF. Please like to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have the old Apple. Okay, now you can see a nice big uptrending situation. Recent 280.88, 62 came right on down. As it sold off here, we never did hit that 200 SMA here. We stopped right at that 243 level. So all you have to do is just take this right across. Okay, we just look right at the bottom there. What do we have? Yeah, 244. Okay, see how that is, how nice that works out. Your next level would be right there, would be 241 level. Then we can come down here to the top of that candle there. You're looking at 230 level, and right there, 236. That 200-day is just right above it. Okay, but right now here, this is not looking too bad. We have to see how this all shaken out. Now, Meta came out with their earnings yesterday. Blowout numbers, and the stock rallied all the way up to 244. Now you're back down to 744, and now you're back down to 719 level. Microsoft is just getting hammered. They're down 58 points there today. A lot of this market here, like Tesla had a pretty good run to 440, but I hope you even took it off or took a little short ski on there. And now you're right back down, selling off at 422. They're going to discontinue a couple of car lines, and they're going to start building robots, which means basically there's no earnings right now with Tesla. So you got to really like what you're seeing as far as the stock weight and going future versus what he's going to be selling right now. Okay, but anyway, let's take a look here at Apple. Now you can see Apple went right up here to the 21-day. 258.88 could not get through. We made a high today of 259.65. That's your next resistance level, and then we come right up here to your 100-day at 262.17. Now, if we can crack above that, we'll come on top of that candle right there. You're looking at 263.68 level. Then we're going to be looking right here, come up right top of there, 267, and then we'll look for that 268.41. Now, if we can crack above that, here's your big target. Is going to be that 277.84 level, and then we just bring this price channel across there. You're looking at 280 level, and then we can venture all the way up here to that 288. But this is going to be strong resistance because we have that 21-day, the 100-day, and then all the way up to the 50-day. But when we look at it weekly here, you can see here where so far this week went right into the old 21-day. See how nice these charts work? She's a beauty, Clark. Look at that. 262. Now we get above it, you got that 264 level, okay? And then we can come up here to that 50-day at that 268, okay? Now on the downside here, we want to watch yesterday's low, looking at 254.51, but realistically, this 8-day at 252.14, that's going to be the key. We'll come to the bottom of that candle right there at 249 level. Then we'll come down to the bottom there at 248. Then we have that big retest at 243. We lose that, you come right down here. That 236 is going to be your big target, okay? Again here, now you lose that 236, well, we got a lot of support going on here. You got the 50-day at 234, and then we have your old Hondo here at 224, okay? So we got to see how their earnings are and what's going to be going on here as far as the future. But a lot of it is, this is all about that AI. Meta proved that they could do it. They're going to be doing some spending, but, you know, they're going to, it's all going to work out. But you can see Microsoft, they couldn't do it. And look where the stock just fell right off. So I don't think they're talking about any iffy situation. You got to actually prove yourself exactly what you are doing here. Now, when we look at here at the RSI, you only have 42. That's not overbought, oversold. The green is still over your red. But again, you can see here how this is really hindering it, that 21-day and that 100-day. Now, you look at the chart. What do you got? It got a high, lower high, and lower high. We have a downtrending situation, low, lower, low, and a lower low right here. So we have a downtrending situation. Everything's going to be what they're going to say about the guidance going forward, and it's going to be that 21-day that you're watching, that 100-day, and then that 50 SMA. Now, again, just because it pops up, that doesn't mean it's going to stay up. Okay, so just always remember that. But you got a lot of resistance here going up higher. And on the bottom there, just watch that 252. That's going to be very, very key. We lose it. You can come all the way down here to that 243. And then we come down here to the 200-day. And then we have your 50-day and we have your 100-day. But again, when you watch this, hear the earnings. They're usually out late. They're about 4:30. They'll be coming out here. Just remember, it's not the earnings or the news that matters. It's the reaction to it that does. It's just like Meta. Meta came off a little bit here and when it started. And then when it ripped, it just ripped right up higher. Where Microsoft, you know, they had great numbers. It's just that, boom. It's just that AI thing is just not working out there for them. Okay, let's take a look here now at Visa, which their numbers are after the close also today. All right, here we have Visa. Nice, good uptrending chart going on here. We have a nice, good low, higher low, higher low, higher low situation, holding it and holding that 100-day very, very nicely. Okay. Now, here on the daily chart, you can see just a sideways consolidation. Tried to pop up, couldn't really do anything. Came right on down, but we're holding that 318 level. Okay. So on the downside, this is what we want to watch: is that 326.53. That's going to be key. Then we'll come down here to today's low at that 323.51 and then 321.56. That's going to be your target. Now, again, if we start losing that area here, well, we come down here. You're looking at that 319 and then 318. That's going to be your big retest. Okay. Now, here on the upside, well, we're kind of hitting all right and miss here. Okay. So you got 332. That's what's going to be your upside. But really, your big target is going to be right here. Is going to be that 50-day at 337, 21-day at 337, right here, 339, and then 200-day at 344. Now, we crack above it, we have this nice good gap. So we look at our pencil up here. You're looking at 346.51, and then that's your gap. And then we look to the bottom there, 349. Okay, so right there again, 346, and look to the bottom there, 349. Then we can do is venture right up here to that 358 level here. Okay, but right now this is not really one that I think you got to wait and see what the numbers are going to be here before you start jumping into the old Visa. Now 39, this has got plenty of room to run to the upside. The green is still blowing red, but if that can curl up, we could send this higher. But there's a lot of resistance. It's that 337 area watch. Okay, that 339 and then that 344 level. Then we have your gap and your fill. Now, here on the weekly chart, well, let's just see what we got here, okay? Well, you got this a lot of strength here, okay? Right here, everything is just hugging right there, okay? You got 339 level, okay? You got 341, and then we have that 343. So everything is sitting right here before we even get to that 200 SMA here. So it's going to take a really huge catalyst for something to bust through all this to take this higher. So just pay attention to that. Okay, let's take a look here now at Google. All right, here we have Google. Now, their earnings are coming out February 4th. So this is a little earlier. We'll review this as the time goes on, getting a little bit closer. But you can see what a beautiful uptrend. They finally got their act together here very, very nicely. Okay, you can see here how we had a nice, good run up. But what I like about this chart here is it didn't just go straight up like what gold and silver are doing. You went up here, then we consolidated on a weekly basis. Up here, nice consolidation, and it ran up here, and then a nice consolidation, okay? So this chart is a really nice, good, uptrending chart, bottom left, upper right. Now, I got Google YouTube TV, and I got to tell you, that thing is just, I'm getting like 130, 40 stations on this thing. You can record anything. This is just awesome. And say you want to leave town, say I'm leaving town for a month, you can just turn it off for a month. You don't have to pay. You can add different stations, different things there to it. It is just, that's the key. I used to have Spectrum or Charter, or whatever it was. Man, they give you the big deal. Oh, we're going to give you $39.95. Yeah, sounds good. You read the fine print, which you got to get a magnifying glass to see. And your bill is like $150 then, because all the charges. Google does not, YouTube TV does not have that. Plus, they're really getting into this AI. They really got their act together here. So I'm a fan of this. I'm long the stock, and I'm going to stay long the stock here. Any kind of pullback for me is a buying opportunity. Okay, so now let's just take a look. Okay, so it rallied right on up here. This is what we're looking for, that price challenge, the breakout of that 340.49. Now, we hit 342 today, but then it just came right on back here. Okay, so on the downside, what you're watching is that 8-day. That's going to be good support, 330. And then we have that 326. There's your 21-day, and then we'll come right down to the bottom of that candle right there. You're looking at 319, and then we have that 316 area. Then we're going to have this nice big retest there of 310. Okay, that's basically just that candle right there. Okay, now if we keep on rolling all the way down, we just follow the candles down till you hit right there 308, and then we're looking for all the way down here at 287. But right now, this is looking very, very good. We have a nice, good consolidation. Now, upside here, bottom line, you got to crack and close above that 340 level. You hit the 342. You crack above that, you go to 350, and you're going to work yourself all the way up to that 400 mark very, very nicely. Now, we look at the weekly, just a beaut, just all the way on up here. But what I like about it is not just a nose, all the way on up here that's got nosebleed. It has that nice, good consolidation. These are weeks, okay, that it would be consolidation. And that's always good for the situation. But again, you got to close above that 340 in order to go higher. Downside, you want to hold that 8-day, which is that 320 area. That's what you really want to hold for a simple reason. Is just look at the past here. Look how nice this is held the whole freaking way. Look at that. So if you start losing that, well, then that tells you that this is going to be selling on down here, and then you could be hitting that, you know what I'm saying? Then you can start hitting all these big targets here, like the 316 area. You could be hitting that 310 area, and you come down here to the 289, the 287, and then you could go lower. But right now, you're just uptrending very nice, and this is just a beautiful, beautiful chart. Now, RSI here on the weekly, yeah, you're at 77. It's just showing the good strength. But when it shows strength like this, and when the chart moves up and it has that nice good consolidation period, that's exactly what you want to see. You're just looking at basically a very, very strong stock. So they're coming out on the 4th. We'll review this before that. But let's just see what this, what Google can bring here. But I eventually think this is definitely going to be pushing that 400, if not higher on the old Google. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here at the old pit close. Take a look here at Bitcoin. Gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. Take a look at the indexes, which are just bleeding red out there right now. However, that being said, TQQ so far was a really nice scalp. Came down to 53.06, and now you're sitting at 54.06. A nice, easy point just right there. Now, Meta was also a very, very good trade there today. There was just a lot of really good stuff there. Natural gas, natural gas here, we'll talk about that later. That was pretty flat. They had a huge draw in natural gas there today. 242 billion cubic feet. They're expecting 232 billion cubic feet. So that was a really, really, really good trade there on the old natural gas. And also on the Bitcoin short, the BITI. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.